What's up guys, welcome back to Rooms for You. Today let's look at latest ROI OS official build running on Xiaomi Poco F1. The build is from Poco Gang and it is at its initial state. To begin with, let's quickly get into About Phone session. Android version is 11 and they use a security patch from 5th September 2021. Kernel coupled here is Silver Core 10.1, which is the latest version from Silver Core. Under System Settings Advanced, there is option for System Update. You can see the latest version updates from here. But even though after having a good internet connection, each time I check for an update, it was showing an error to check my internet connection. The developer option is by default enabled. When you come to security session, the ROM does includes fingerprint, IR face unlock, app lock and more. IR face unlock and app lock are pretty faster enough. I haven't faced any issues with either of them. In fact, they are pretty smoother. Out of the box, the ROM is not encrypted. When it comes to battery settings, there is pixel thermal switching available. You can select appropriate thermal from here. I have already selected gaming thermal for my games as well as the testing applications. Leaving that behind, like any other ROMs, there is option for enabling or disabling battery percentage and battery information as well. You will be able to see last full charge and related battery informations from this session. Moving forward, under display settings, there is brightness control as well as auto rotation and dark theme switching present. All options works pretty smoother and no jitters and lags noticed after enabling any of these options here. But notch hiding is missing from here. After doing a search for notch hiding, I was able to find it under developer options. Yes, the option does works pretty good. Even though it comes under developer option without any issues, I was able to hide the notch with a rounded corner, which is something great. After hiding notch, there is no lags or jitters noticed with gestures. Moving forward, you can get Google Assistant by swiping from right corner to up. After setting up the voice assistant, you can call it with "Hi Google," but most of the time it was failing to reply. Even though after enabling the assistant on lock screen, I was not getting a good response out of it. When you swipe left to right from the home screen, you will get Google Feed, which works pretty smooth and faster. I didn't notice any lags here while scrolling as well as through navigating. The QS panel does includes dark theme switching and screen recorder as well. If you want, you can add more tiles by selecting edit from here. And after enabling screen recorder, I didn't notice any lags or jitters. Everything was pretty smooth and solid. There is no presence of FPS info at this build, which means you may need to rely on a third-party one. The reason menu includes select, screenshot and swiping from left to right, clear all option as well. All these options works pretty well. Navigating through recent menu is pretty smooth and solid. When comes to DRM info, the ROM does also got the Widevine L1 support, which means you will be getting a HD playbacks on supported platforms. The ROM does not comes out with any camera application. You may need to rely on third-party one. And I am using a Gcam pod which is working pretty great. I haven't faced any issues with this version of Gcam. You will be also getting a simple gallery application as inbuilt, which will be helping you for basic media needs. When talking about benchmark, AnTuTu scores 3,99,000 plus. The scores are a bit higher due to I am using AnTuTu Bench 9.1. Geekbench scores for single core 418 and multi-core 2011, which are not that much pleasing score for Snapdragon 845. To understand more about performance, I did do a 30 minutes CPU throttling test. The graphs were dropping very often and pulled out 1,74,000 as average GIPS value. which is only 69% performance of Snapdragon 845. The another important plus point I noticed about this ROM is the phone temperature handling. Yes, even after finishing the benchmarking and CPU throttling test, the phone was not exceeded 40 degrees Celsius, and it is capable of dropping the temperature very quickly. And the normal temperature of this ROM is 34 to 35 degrees Celsius, which is pretty nice comparing with any other ROMs around. So next is the gaming test, BGMI with Smooth Plus Extreme settings. FPS and screen recorder are enabled. The main thing is I never wanted to do a gaming test over this ROM since the benchmark and CPU throttling test was performing very low. But to understand any touch issues or performance lags, it is very necessary to do a gaming test. So as you see, the gaming experience was not that great with this ROM. Even after setting up gaming thermals, there was major frame drops and lags noticed. I didn't notice any touch lags, but in this build, even after setting up gaming thermals, there was major lags and frame drops noticed. Using a performance-based kernel can give you some improvement with this. Overall, the ROM is pretty smooth and solid. It is pretty much closer to the Pixel Experience ROM, and there is no major customizations available as of now. So that's it guys, this is all about Roy OS initial build running on Xiaomi Poco F1. Hope this video was helpful to you. Like and shares are always appreciated. Subscribe if you are new here, and I'll catch you in next one.